habit I never had.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a thrift flip, which I'm super excited about. Last night I was at Value Village doing some thrifting, and unfortunately I wasn't doing too hot in the clothing section. So I decided that I would go over to the sewing section, look at all the fabric, look at all the thread, and see all the accessories. And luckily, I did really well in the sewing section, and I'm going to show you what I found. I found this whole bag of stuff there, which I am so excited. But the one thing I am most excited about is this lilac fabric I found. Oh my goodness, there is like 2 meters here, so there's a ton. So I thought when I found this fabric, I was like, this would be perfect for a midi skirt. So that is what I'm gonna be creating today. I'm gonna be creating a midi skirt out of this fabric. It is so beautiful, so I'm so excited for this. But before we get into that, I'm just gonna quickly show what else I found at the thrift store. So if you're just getting into sewing, the thrift store is a great place to start and find some supplies, just because supplies can add up when you're buying it from a fabric store. So I recommend going to the thrift store and see what you can find there before you go to the fabric store. So the first item I have here is these 2 large spools of thread. I thought this would be great for when I work with denim. I work with denim all the time, so I could always use some more, you know, denim-like colors. Next thing I found was embroidery string. I love embroidering, and this one was the DMC. They were already labeled with the numbers and everything on here, so this was perfect. It was $1.99, and there's a lot of really pretty colors in here, so I picked this one up. The next thing I picked up was this whole bag of thread. There is like all these different colors in here, and it's always nice to have just kind of a whole variety of colors on hand. As for thread, just because I work on different projects all the time and I do not have the rainbow of thread yet, so definitely nice to kind of pick up some and just have a little bit of every color. The next thing I found was this package of vintage kind of accessories. It has buttons, has these little scissors that you can cut thread with. Those are really nice, and just some various things here. I thought this was really awesome because they're vintage and they're like brand new, so I had to pick this one up. This one was $2.99. And the last item I found was this white denim fabric. Unfortunately, there wasn't very much here. You can see it's probably like half a meter here, so there's not a ton, but there's still a decent amount here that I thought I could use it for an upcoming thrift flip project, or even just making something out of this. But as for the thrift flip, I'm gonna be using this skirt that I already have, this midi skirt, and I'm gonna be recreating this one rather by going by a pattern. This one fits really, really well, so that is why I'm gonna use it. It doesn't have any elastic, and it just has an invisible zipper at the back.
So we do need 2 other things other than your fabric and the matching thread. We're gonna need an 8-inch zipper, an invisible zipper to be exact, and we're also gonna need some bias tape. This bias tape is 1 inch wide if you're curious about the size. As for the fabric, we're just gonna cut it completely 1 layer. We're not folding at all, so you're gonna wanna just lay it down flat on a flat surface.
So I wanna cut the skirt on the bias, which is a 45-degree angle, so I do not want to cut it up and down like this. So I am laying out the skirt this way because the front of the skirt is 1 full piece, and in the back there's 2 pieces here. So I want to cut the front first, and obviously I need to have a little seam allowance, so I'm trying to get this on the bias here, and then I think I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna have to relay this down and try to cut it again, which can be very messy. So I'm gonna have to be very careful with this, because I definitely recommend obviously drawing it out first before you start cutting, but I might just have to wing it. Here we go. Okay. I can't believe I'm cutting it like this. So for the back here, you can see that there's 2 pieces here, and then the zipper in the middle. So I'm gonna cut 2 pieces now. So I need to kind of find what each piece looks like. We're gonna go along the bias this way now. By the way, if you haven't noticed, I'm not a professional. So now that I have my pieces, I'm gonna lay it out and I'm gonna put them together, and now I'm gonna start sewing the sides. I'm gonna do the zipper last. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the left and right back piece, or left and right butt cheek maybe. And I'm gonna find them and then figure out how the skirt is gonna go together. So we are going to pin it first, and then obviously sew it together. Let's hope it comes, you know, somewhat close together, the front and back piece. So I got the one seam all sewn, and now I'm gonna work on the next one. This side was cut a lot better than the other side. As you can see on the other side here, it is like not even close. It's like an inch apart. So I don't know how I cut that side, but this side lines up really good, I would say. Pretty good. Like I always say, not as good as like an actual pattern that's cut out, but it's pretty good for, you know, how I did it. I'm gonna do the last seam first, and then I'm gonna sew the zipper in, and we'll see how that one goes. I'm not a huge fan of sewing zippers, so let's hope I don't mess it up, because this is very, very delicate fabric. It's starting to look like a skirt. I'm so excited. Let's all cross our fingers this goes well, because I don't really have much confidence in my sewing skills with zippers, especially invisible zippers. They're very, very tricky. I don't think I've ever gotten an invisible zipper the first time around. Like, it always takes me at least twice, and that is because, first of all, I don't have an invisible zipper foot. I just use the regular zipper foot, and whatever, I just haven't gone around to buying one. But my trick is I usually sew it once, and then I go over again. I do not seam rip or anything, and then when I'm sewing it again, I really try to open the zipper upwards and try to get the needle as close as I can to the zipper, pretty much almost on the zipper. Like, I would say less than like a millimeter away. Like, you're pretty much trying to get as close as you can, and then that's how I usually get it to work. Other than that, I really don't have a magic trick to, you know, do them perfectly. It usually just takes me a little while to get them decent. That is how I do it. It's probably not the right way to do it, but as I said before, I'm not a professional. That's pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed. That is not bad at all. It looks pretty invisible there, I would say. Pretty invisible. It's not completely invisible, but I think that's as close as I'm gonna get it for now, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. I literally just found my marker. It's not my day. This is not my day. Anyways, other than just finding my marker after I needed it, I'm gonna start doing the darts in the skirt before I get to the waistband. So here I'm just gonna do little darts in the back beside the zipper. So I'm gonna just go my ruler here about 3 inches over, and I'm gonna pinch it just like this, just about the center from the seam on the outside to the zipper. And I'm just gonna take my pin, and then I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the other side of the skirt. So you can see I just have it pinned there, and then I'm gonna mirror it on the other side. I like using darts at the back, especially because my original skirt has darts there. It just makes your booty pop a little bit, you know? It just makes it look so much better in the butt, and it just fits your waist better. So that is why it is always nice to have darts on your skirts. I don't know, I always recommend them. They always just make your skirt look better. Okay, the darts look pretty dang good. This is how they turned out, the 2 darts. I think they're pretty even on both sides, like close enough, I would say. I don't know if they're perfect, obviously, because I'm just winging it, but I think they look pretty good. So I'm gonna leave them as that, and I'm gonna move on to the waistband, which I'm most nervous about. I don't know.
So I'm just taking my bias tape here, and we're gonna put the front side to the front side of the fabric, the right side to right side, and we're gonna just be folding up the little flap from the bias tape, and we're gonna be pinning that to the top of the skirt. We're gonna do this all the way around the skirt until you get to the end being where the zipper is, and you're gonna wanna leave a few inches from the end, because we're gonna wanna tuck it underneath. I'll show you that in a minute. So cut a lot of extra bias tape, then go a little, you know, short. And then this is what it's gonna look like once it's sewn in. It's gonna go inside the skirt, so you won't see it, because it doesn't really matter what color. Obviously get a color that's gonna work well with your dress, but it was nice and easy. So white is always a safe bet.
So now that I have the band looking like this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fold it to the inside of the skirt like this, and we're gonna iron it down and pin it down, and then after that, we're just gonna sew it. This band is honestly so easy. It looks so much more intimidating on the actual skirt that I'm kind of copying. So now that I've done it, I'm like, wow, this is really easy, and why haven't I done skirts like this all along? I'm so happy that I found this technique because it's honestly so simple. And when you get to the end here, you're gonna wanna flip this extra piece of bias tape inwards, if that makes sense. You wanna flap it inwards so you do not see it like this. This is what you want it to look like. So what I did is I just folded it there, I tucked it in, and then I'm gonna sew it down like that. This skirt is so cute so far. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to show you. It is not hemmed yet, so it's a bit long, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like so far. It looks freaking amazing. I'm so excited. Look at this. It is so pretty. I love this color, this lilac color that I thrifted. Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't believe I actually found this fabric at the thrift store. Like, it is stunning. It is so soft too, so it's definitely a really high quality fabric. But overall, I think it fits amazing. It fits perfect. It is nice and flowy. That's what happens when you cut it on the bias, so make sure you cut it on the bias, everyone. But yeah, overall, I am so impressed with the skirt. Now all that is left is that I need to hem it because it's a bit long. It's pretty much at my ankles, and I don't really wear skirts that are that long. So I'm thinking I want it probably about here, about mid shin maybe, or just below the knee, something like that. Maybe I probably have it on the longer end. I can always keep hemming it, but I do not want to cut it too short. Like, I think this is too short. Like, I definitely want it past the knees. So I need to hem this bad boy, and then I can go wear it out in the rain because it's raining outside. 6 inches, maybe 6 inches, then it might be good length. I don't know. Again, this is risky, but I don't really want to put it back on. That is it for today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed this thrift flip of me creating this midi skirt, this kind of averagely average explanation of how to create a midi skirt. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also please like this video. That would be greatly appreciated. But that is it, so thank you once again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.